many other interesting things are found in fossil records. So as dinosaurs got off the ark after the flood, what happened to them?
Good question.
Why aren't they around today? I mean, that's a reasonable question, but
completely reasonable.
Bam, answers right here.
The creation interpretation. Man,
remember the Ice Age? It was a difficult time, right? I remember.
Tough.
Tough time.
Tough
time. And the end of the Ice Age caused the extinction of many animals, especially the larger varieties.
Like giraffes.
Giraffes.
Elephants.
I remember elephants, man.
Yeah.
Sad. With the post-flood environmental changes, lifespans drastically shortened. This probably kept reptiles from reaching their previous staggering sizes. So what she's saying with the post-flood conditions, basically the dragons or the dinosaurs weren't able to grow as big as they had previously done. And I guess the explanation is that now sort of newts and medium-sized snakes are the size that those dinosaurs now get to.
That makes sense. My aunt has little 2- and 3-inch lizards basically all over her house in Florida, and I can see how those are, you know, it's like the dinosaurs drank too much coffee, and I never really grew into their full, you know, pre-Ice Age devastating size.
Yeah, I mean, presumably the cold was helping them grow large during the Ice Age. Post-Ice Age, with the warmer temperatures, they just, I don't know, got stunted, I guess. I mean, clearly. So, the post-flood environmental changes have obviously shortened the lifespans. And what we also need to remember is that reptiles grow until they die, and that you can't do a lot of growing in 900 years. So what she's actually saying is that since Noah's Ark was, 900 years ago, they haven't been able to do a lot of growing. So probably they're still growing now.
So kill the lizards around my aunt's house before they grow and devour.
Before they turn into something like that.
It's good to know.
Yeah. So if dinosaurs got off the ark, shouldn't we see some evidence of their recent existence? This is what we've been talking about. And thankfully Katie has the answer. Actually, she says we do find dinosaurs mentioned throughout history, proving obviously that they do exist after Noah. We have to realise that before, that they've only been called dinosaurs since 1840s. So this is actually a semantic issue now, because before the 1840s they were referred to as dragons. So actually we've been getting confused. And dragons are actually mentioned in the King John V Bible 21 times. Would you believe it?
Wow.
Something which I was not clear about.
I only counted 18.
Yeah.
To read it again.
Fascinating, and conclusive, I think.
Conclusive for sure.
Yeah. Behemoth, a Brontosaurus type dinosaur, is described in Job 40, paragraph 15, is one example. If you want a real treat, however, Katie explains, read Job 41. And I've read that, and it is a real treat.
One of my favorites.
I actually jizzed in my pants. Apparently, and obviously, I know that you can enjoy an absolutely outrageous narrative featuring a fire-breathing Leviathan, another sort of dragon, if you weren't clear about what a Leviathan was. Secular history is full of dragon stories. There was a Chinese family that bred and sold dragons to the emperor. She doesn't actually tell us who that Chinese family was, but there was a Chinese family. Fact. His Royal Highness used them to pull his chariot in parades, presumably very gay occasions with celebrations and dragons. The royal dragon was kept in the emperor's court. Its saliva was actually used to make the finest inks and perfumes, which sounds reasonable. How did they get the royal dragon to salivate on command? I think Katie's joshing with us here, but she says that history tells us that the dragon's favourite food was roasted sparrows, and that probably they just waved a few in front of his snout, and voila, there was dragon drool, and thus ink and perfume.
Aplenty.
Yeah, I mean, the research that's gone into this book, as I say, is
exhaustive.
To the extent that they even know what the dinosaur dragon's favourite food was post Noah's flood, which is quite remarkable.
So, Rob, I gotta say, with all these facts and all this research, if we keep going, it may start to get a bit boorish or seem like a sales pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, our viewers will know that they can pick up the creation interpretation at a
bookstore. Really?
Yeah,
I would recommend it.
Any bookstore that you should be seen in. will have it. I mean, your Borders isn't going to have it, but you know, we know they'll let any sort of filth into that place. So,
but as I say, reputable bookstores, and I do mean by reputable, I do mean godly and unsinful bookstores will carry the creation and interpretation. And just to entice you a little more, I'll just quickly run down some of the other topics that are actually covered in this book, as if the dragons wasn't enough. But you can also find information on the flood of judgment itself and how that actually came about. You can find information on the geologic column, which actually explains the various common misinterpretations in science that are rock and fossil based, including carbon dating, etc., which are obvious fallacies. And it explains how paradise was actually available on Earth in the pre-flood era, and the atmospheric and astrological changes that happened to obviously change that paradise period into the current period, which we see where you no longer have eternal life on Earth.
Right.
Shame.
Shame, for sure.
But knowledge that you need to know. So don't delay. Go out and pick it up today.
I just got to tell you, I'm going to pick up a case to give to, because I've got so many friends who struggle with this every day. And I feel the freedom to have children, because I wasn't sure how to raise them as true believers in the current environment. So this is really, this has been great for me. I'm sure the people watching at home, you can forward this link to your friends, and you know, together we can really stomp out this evil evolution nonsense.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Rob, thank you very much. I'm sure we'll see you again before too long.
Absolutely.
Signing out.
It's been a pleasure.